Awesome, awesome. I am back up on YouTube. And Facebook always lags a little bit. But there I am on Facebook. On YouTube. Awesome, awesome. Alrighty, welcome everybody, welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog here on YouTube. And as you can probably tell from the title, not a very good day. I'm not very happy right now. It was a rough day. It was a rough day. It was a rough overnight, and because it started off with you know how you wake up. Already, you welcome everybody. Welcome back to another right? Because you woke up late, or my trading vlog here like that. Already, welcome everybody. Welcome back to cranky. Wake up, maybe not a very good day. I'm not very happy right now. And as you just kind of was a rough day. It was a rough overnight because started off. It was a rough day. It was a rough day. You know how you wake up overnight already? Everybody started off with a. How you wake up here already? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog here already. Welcome everybody. As you know, that title rough day. Not a very good day. I'm not overnight happy right now. It was a rough day. It was a rough day. It was a rough overnight because it started off with a. How you wake up already? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog here already. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day. I'm not overnight happy right now. It was a rough day. It was a rough day. It was a rough overnight because it started off. It was a rough day. It was a rough day. How you wake up overnight already? Welcome everybody. Started off right now. How you wake up already? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day already. Welcome everybody. As you know, rough day. Not a vlog day. I'm not overnight happy right now. Started off. It was a rough day. It was a rough day. It was a rough overnight already. Everybody started off with a rough day. How you wake up overnight already? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day already. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day already. Happy right now. It was a rough day. It was a rough day. It was a rough overnight happy because started off. It was a rough day. It was a rough day. How you wake up overnight already? Welcome everybody. Started off right now. How you wake up already? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day already. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my rough day. Not a vlog day. Rough overnight happy because started off. It was a rough day. It was a rough day. Rough overnight already. Everybody started off. It was a rough day. Rough day. How you wake up overnight already? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day already. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day already. Welcome everybody. It was a rough day. Rough day. Rough overnight already. Started off. It was a rough day. Rough day. How you wake up overnight already? Welcome everybody. Started off right now. How you wake up already? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day already. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my rough day. Not a vlog day. Rough overnight happy because started off. It was a rough day. Rough day. How you wake up overnight already? Everybody started off. It was a rough day. Rough day. How you wake up overnight already? Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day already. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my trading vlog day already. Welcome everybody. Okay. I don't know why that keeps doing that. Okay. Okay, that should be better. I gotta figure out the settings here. Okay. So that probably probably made everybody leave because it was just an echo on a feedback loop. That would be annoying to me too. Okay, so if you're still here, then thanks for bearing with me, and I apologize for the technical difficulties here. I am using different equipment than I'm usually using. So I actually took a stop, a trailing stop that I was not very happy that I took, and it shouldn't have been the case. So I saw that, I rectified it by adding another order, right? And the market opened. So I actually have another 2 contracts here that I took on the S&P, and this is the only profit that I'm carrying. I took losses everywhere else too. Hopefully this keeps rallying up, and hopefully we start moving towards all-time highs. I don't see why we wouldn't. We have no indication why we shouldn't. But the other thing that really chopped me up was oil. No love from oil whatsoever, and natural gas here. So you'll notice actually that I have two. I actually have 2 purple indicators near crude oil, right? The QM, which is the minis, the crude oil minis, and that's because crude oil is about to roll over. It's about to roll over within the next week or so. So technically speaking, the higher volume is on the October contract right now, and most people are moving off of the September, even though technically it makes it seem like the September September contract is actually the front month, which is not actually the case. So the reason that crude oil just it kind of pissed me off too is the fact that it the contract that I was looking at was on the September, right? So let's talk about that first. So I wanted to take the short here. I wanted to see oh wow, I had divergence here. I didn't even see that. So I wanted I wanted this to show me that it had divergence, and it did. And I wanted to short it after the drop here. This is a candlestick formation that I forget what the name of it is, but I think it's called the shooting star. I'm not entirely sure what this candlestick formation, what the name of it is. I just know what it looks like, and it's very significant to see this big rally, this kind of like small body with a fat wick sitting up here is just begging for a short, and I wanted to go short at the 42.75 late last night. I hadn't seen that yet, but I wanted to take it short even after seeing this seeing 2 wicks and seeing this tweezer formation right here on the hourly, right? And on the 30-minute you get to see even more of an obvious one right at the top of the move, and I'm like, oh, this is begging for a short. But I was scared. I don't know why I was scared, and like I wanted to take this down. Like I wanted to take the short at the 40, and I want to break a sell stop order at the 42.75 to confirm. And when the market opened up for the evening session, it was kind of just hanging out there. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll wait and see more. And this is another piece of evidence. I mean, like, you know what? I want to, but like, I don't know what I was so scared about. I was just gun shy, and I was just kind of going back and forth for a while on this. And I was just like, but you can see that it was close to a stop out here, you know, but this is at 4 a.m. I would not have seen this, right? So I can't really say that I wouldn't have reacted to this in any way because it's at 4 a.m. But my stop, which normally goes 1/4 above, would have been fine, and I would get my 2 to 1. It's just like, and of course I would not have gotten my 3 to 1, although 2 to 1 is nothing to really sneeze at right here. In when I'm playing these small quarters, I do the same thing on the S&P. But with 1/2 to 1/4, so I don't know why I wouldn't do it on the same thing as crude oil when the stakes are a little bit higher. It's just like it's painful to see the like when you're right and you just missed out on the trade, and then being like and then you have this false sense of confidence that you were like, hey, you know what, my read was good, I just didn't take the trade, and then you do take the trade on something else, and those are all straight losers. Like, you strike out on all the shots that you actually take, And the ones that you saw, the ones that you analyzed, the ones that you didn't take because it was an overnight session, I didn't have the margin to do it because I had all these like gold and other positions that ultimately got stopped out, right? Like I was saving margin to get stopped out, right? And like because I was saving that margin, I didn't take this trade because I didn't have enough. And it's just like, oh, are you kidding me right now, right? So obviously you can tell I'm not very happy about it. Here's what I will say though. I actually did minimize the damage because I was able to do. I was able to take one winning trade off of the British pound last night, which was, or rather yesterday in the morning. I took it for a nice 175 pips or ticks, I should say, from the 3075 all the way to 3250. I took profit along the way at a 1-to-1 and a 2-to-1. What is no, this is a 4-to-1 and a little bit more than a 4-to-1 there. So I did minimize the damage, and as you can see, I'm actually in profit on this. Okay, because the market is coming back down, but I do think that I do expect the S&P to keep going. I might add, like if it breaks above all-time highs, I'm probably going to, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna add any contracts. I already have 2. If it hits all-time highs, which is somewhere around between the 3400 or 3390 and 3400 is somewhere where the all-time highs are. And if we get to that area, I'm gonna keep an eye on the RSI. You can see the RSI is kind of weak right now, very weak momentum. The divergence plays have just been like working so well these days, and I'm like, I have to figure out a way to get my divergence indicator to yell at me when there is divergence, because like divergence off the hourly is just so money. I mean, it doesn't work every single time. Like this one, if I were to have taken this on the open, okay, stuff is happening right now. If I were to have taken this on the open of this candle, or I probably would have waited. I probably would not take this down all the way. But if I did, oftentimes a lot of people will just take it at the end of this candle because of the tweezer formation, betting on it to go down. Because of the opening range would have stopped you out. It would have shaken out every single one of those orders. And look how high it went before it jumped all the way down here and it shook out everybody else. But for me, it actually ended up picking me up, right down here. And my stop was big enough. My stop was below the previous area where I got stopped out. Also, you can think of it as my stop was a half a quarter, right? This is from 75 to 6250 is 12.5 points, which is 12.5 is half of a quarter, half of 25. So you can see that I've actually been. So technically, I don't even have a 1-to-1 yet. This is a lot of money for some. I mean, no, it's a lot of money for some people, but it's not. It's a significant amount, nothing to sneeze at, right? Nothing, but it's not gonna make or break a trade, especially because it's less than a 1-to-1. So like that's the other part too. Like I don't know, like to some people I might be trading a lot of money. To some people I might be trading pennies, and it might be like, what are you so mad at? You only lost $150. Well, any loss, even a 1% loss hurts, right? And for me anyway. And so it was down. It was worse. It was worse until I had my British pound hit my profits, and I took the profits because they're actually at bigger quarters. So that actually helped mitigate the pain. So so it doesn't seem as bad as it actually felt if you were to experience it in sequence. But for now, like I'm just gonna leave this. I'm not gonna move my stop. I learned my lesson from yesterday. Watch it come down and stop me out in full because I said that. But I do believe that it's going to. there is a you know what I am gonna do though? I am gonna take profit on one of the contracts because I got my 1-to-1, right? I am gonna follow my rules, right? I'm just really bad about following my rules these days for some reason. Did that go through? Wow, that was slow. That was real slow. Maybe my computer is kind of slow because I'm broadcasting to so many different places. But so 87.50. So that's 12.5 points above my entry, which is the same increment as my stop. So what you're gonna see is that should hit any second now. And so what I have to also do is shrink this down to 1. But I'm not gonna do that yet until it actually hits. So that's the other thing that I do. If you're watching and you want to try that risk management technique, it just helps me mentally make it just easier for me to mentally leave the trade on for longer if I know I took a 1-to-1 at least, which technically makes that into a free trade, right? No matter what happens, unless I move my stop to something even worse, which would be completely stupid, right? Who would ever, like, why would you ever do that? You might tighten your stop to minimize loss or lock in profit, but why would you widen your stop? That doesn't make any sense. But I know people do that because they don't want to get out of a trade. Poor risk management, very bad strategy. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let this hit, and then I'll reduce this down to 1, because then my position, I'll be taking 1 contract down, and that just mentally makes it easier for me to let the trade ride. Once that trade hits this area, or maybe even if it starts really breaking, if RSI breaks above 60 and I have like bullish momentum, there's nothing in the way, we're hitting new all-time highs, it's like everything, the skies are parting, everything seems golden, I feel like I have the Midas touch and whatever, then I'm probably gonna add another one at the 3400 and the 3425 and allow it to 3425 up here, and allow it to keep going until it hits 3500, right? That would be amazing. But usually you get a correction before then. Usually. So I don't know exactly how well I'm gonna I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna play out. So let's see. That's about it for today's video. There's not really that much going on aside from all of the money that I lost. Crude oil is supposed to roll over. We do have the news breakout tomorrow. That I'll be waiting for that, and hopefully it starts to show me some love, because right now I feel like these markets hate me right now. So it keeps moving without me. It shakes me out and then moves, and then it fakes me out in the sense that hey, you were right about this, and then it shakes me out and then moves away, right? And it's just very, very frustrating. It feels like they're plotting against me, but I think that's just how it goes sometimes, and you just have to get over it and be able to get back on the horse, because it's not going to wait around for you, right? So that's about it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and make sure you hit subscribe and follow if you're on my YouTube or my Facebook respectively, and stay tuned for another episode of my trading vlog here on YouTube. Thanks everyone.